Are you looking for a new way to win at roulette? Welcome to BetWise Academy, your ultimate guide to mastering casino games. Today, we're diving into the gameplay footage of the exciting roulette strategy known as the 6-line strategy. We will provide the link of the video, which talks about the strategy in detail in the description. But before we get started, if you want to be kept up to date with more insightful tips and strategies, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget, triumph emerges from relentless and unwavering dedication. The 6-line strategy involves placing bets on 6 numbers at a time, which pays 5 to 1, which are grouped in 2 adjacent rows on the roulette table. The strategy is based around 5 steps or sequences. With each step, you increase the number of 6 lines you cover per spin, starting from 1 all the way to 5 6-lines. The strategy involves a progressive betting system, which requires you to bet a higher number of units for each step you take, which occurs when you lose. This sequence of units ranges from 1 to 150 units at step 5. When you win, you reset to step 1. We have attached a table which outlines what the bet units or amounts per step is based on some typical starting unit sizes, and we have linked to the detailed explanation of this strategy in the description. As similar to previous gameplay footage videos, what we have done is run the same system across 5 different sessions. We have captured the outcome of all 5 games. We applied the same guidelines across all games. 1. We set a time limit of 10 minutes. 2. Our bet unit size was 0.5% of our bankroll. 3. We alternated the starting side of the 6-line sequence after each win. 4. We have captured our bankroll position at key spin milestones for those who want to set their limits based on spins. As you can see from the summary, there are some key takeaways. Every single game, we face the 5th step, the all-in step, at least once. At spin number 10, across all games, we were in profit individually. And across all 5 games, we were up about 3%. At spin number 20, across 4 out of 5 games, we were in profit. But overall, across all 5 games, we were up about 3%. At the end of all the 10-minute sessions, we were in profit 4 out of the 5 games. Overall, we made a 15% profit even though we lost 1 game. Game 1. As you can see from the graph on the bottom left-hand corner, we have tracked the bet amount against our balance over the session. This game started out with the first few spins as expected. However, by spin 6, we started to face our first set of losses. This means we faced our first 5th step at spin 9. Luckily for us, it hit, and we were able to continue. The next 30 spins was as we would expect. We hit a few, lost a few, but overall our trend on our balance was growing. There was a section of the session that we only faced 3 losses before hitting a win, which is perfect for this strategy. At spin 40, right before we reached our time limit, we again faced the dreaded 5th step. Once again, we hit at this step, and we're lucky that the chance of ruin of this strategy is only 2%. This allowed us to finish our session with $5,900, a 18% profit. Game 2. For this game, we started with a $1,000 balance. So to ensure fair comparison to other games, our starting bet unit was $5. The game ended up being what we would like to see in a normal gambling session. As you can see from the orange line in the graph, we faced many 4 losses in a row, but ultimately won within those first 4 steps. This meant that our growth in our balance continued. We faced the 5th step at spins 28, about halfway through the session. We were lucky to win this 5th spin, which kept our balance ticking along. After that scare, we continued on our trend of winning and losing within 3 losses. If we win within the first 3 steps of the system, we stand to make at least 11%. If we win at the 4th step of the system, we are technically down 14% for the sequence. Following on from this trend, it ultimately allowed us to finish the sessions with $1,210. A profit of 21%, a very successful session. Game 3. First off, this game was played on a 0-0 table. This is to test out the strategy against the more common type of tables. Due to the table limit of $500 and our starting balance of $600, this meant that our starting betting unit was $3 to ensure we stuck to our guidelines. This session started out very positively, where we were only facing 2 or 3 losses in a row before winning. This ensured that our balance continued to grow at the most effective rate. About 10 spins into the session, we started to face our 4th step in the sequence, which we ultimately hit. Even though that step means we technically have lost money in that sequence, it allowed us to continue our session. About halfway through the session, we hit a very positive patch. For about 10 spins, we hit a win after step 2 or 3 in the sequence, which meant our balance grew significantly during that period. However, from here on, things changed. We faced the dreaded fifth step in very quick successions, which obviously gets your heart running. Fortunately for us, we hit both times on the fifth step, which enabled us to continue. This does put a small dent in the balance because winning at the fifth step means we actually making a 15% loss on money outlaid during that sequence. After these scares, we hit a handful of spins in the early steps, which gave our balance a good boost. We ended up with $707, which equaled a profit of 18%. Game 4. For this game, we went back to our roulette table with a starting balance of $5,000. So this meant that our starting betting unit became $25. This game started out very much similar to the previous games. The strategy was working, and we were hitting within steps 2, 3 to make a good profit, or step 4 to recover a little. About halfway through the session at spin 20, we faced the fifth step, because the strategy has a less than 2% chance of ruin. We hit and continued on. This unfortunate timing of the fifth step meant that for those players who wish to cap their session at 20 spins, you would have been unfortunately down a little for the session. For us, we continued based on our first guideline of testing the strategy out over 10 minutes. The next 20 spins were not the best. We faced a few consecutive fourth step, which meant our balance wasn't growing at the optimal rate. It still meant we were growing, however, just not as fast as we would like. Right at the end of the session, we faced a make or break. For the last spin of the session, we faced the fifth step. So this meant if we hit, we would walk away positive, or if we missed, we would have been down for the session. Fortunately for us, we did hit, which recovered some of our balance back. This allowed us to finish with $5,950, a tidy 19% profit. Game 5. This game, we went to a 0-0 table. Once again, just to try the strategy out on as many different combinations out as possible. This game started out very frustratingly. For about 10 spins, we made 0 profit. This is because we faced back-to-back fourth steps, which only lets you recover, but doesn't let your balance grow. Fortunately for us, after that bit of a false start, we were able to start seeing the balance grow. For the next 10 spins, we were winning our spins within step 1 or 2, which gives us at least 67% profit in that sequence. We then had another speed bump and lost a bit of traction when facing the fourth step. This was only temporary. After that speed bump, we went on to face another 10 spins of making good profit. This was looking like a very good session, but little did we know what was around the corner. From spins 34, we faced 2 consecutive fourth steps and 1 fifth step. This fifth step wasn't very good at all, as we did not hit it. This meant our balance for the session took a steep hit, bringing us down to about $200. Following that, we continued based on our time-based guidelines and stayed steady for a few extra spins. This session, we ultimately ended up with 204 in our balance, down a total of 66%. If you found this strategy helpful, don't forget to subscribe to BetWise Academy for more tips and strategies. Hit the like button and share this video with your friends who love roulette. Stay tuned for more exciting content. Thanks for tuning in to BetWise Academy. We hope these videos help you make smarter bets and boost your winnings. Thanks for watching, and remember, triumph emerges from relentless and unwavering dedication. See you in the next video.